What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the iconic Account for Your Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, creating new beliefs that propel you to your next level. That's what we're going to talk about today. And yesterday we did briefly, I think we jumped on this, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper today in suspending beliefs. Because if you're going to create a new belief, then we're going to have to first know what our belief system is. And then we have to then take a fine-tooth comb to figure out what these beliefs really are and how are they serving me. And are those beliefs taking me to my next level? And we got to make a decision from there. See, this is the quandary. This is where we get to in life, that if our beliefs don't change, we don't change. So I want to welcome you back, man. What an awesome and incredible day it is. And I am just stoked, man. 7 years. We've produced content around this idea of life and how to account for it for the past 7 years. And, starting out, it's funny. I was on the phone with my mom this morning, and starting out, you don't start at the end. Like, you don't start as a success. What you start is, probably a person that probably has other things in your past, like in my Living Life on the Next Level book, there's some stuff I put in there that she was surprised I put in. I'm surprised you put that in there. I said, it's because it doesn't matter. Like, I need to expose myself, and I had to expose me to whoever wanted to know. Like, if anybody want to know, well, let's find some stuff. So I exposed enough about myself to know that, hey, I probably, I wasn't always living life on the next level. I wasn't always a person who could account for their life. I wasn't living any of those things. And so new beliefs had to be created in the process. See, when God takes you through something, he does not tell you what you are doing. He does not say, hey, I'm about to use you. I'm going to use everything that you've been through. I'm going to use every place that you've been. I'm going to use all your experiences. I'm going to use every tragedy. I'm going to use all your success, and I'm going to propel you forward. And I'm not going to show you exactly how it's going to work, but it's going to work. And then you'll find out later. So after 7 years, there's a look back period. Like, that's like in taxes, when you sell a piece of property, or when you give a piece of property or gift a piece of property away, there's this period they call the look back period, where they look back to see, well, what was the value of this thing? And so what was the value of Jay Moore way back in the day? Where was I coming from way back then? I don't know. I was coming out of the fall, man. Today we're talking about creating new beliefs that propel you to your next level. But you got to understand that next level, like in the Next Level Faith book, next level, anything doesn't come with a trial. Next level may not come with a tragedy. There's next level faith. There's next level trials. There's next level tragedies. They don't come. It's so weird. It's so weird because it's like we all hope and pray that we can avoid the problems. And I wish I could say that there's no problems along this journey of creating these new beliefs. So let's think. If we were going to create new beliefs that propelled us into the next level, what would be the first thing? I actually had this question asked me yesterday. I was on a call with some of my really good friends, beautiful people all around the world, and I was sharing this I was letting people know, hey man, guys, you got to suspend your beliefs. And one person asked me, well, how do you do that? Like, if you was, because really that's a principle, suspend beliefs. It is, that doesn't say exactly how it works. And so one of my friends asked me, well, how do you do that? If you was giving us a step, like, what would be the step to suspend your belief? And I said, wow, that's a really good question. I hadn't thought about it. Because remember, I'm just looking back. I'm not necessarily looking at the steps. And I says, oh, this is what it is. The first thing is, when you suspend your beliefs, suspend your beliefs, you put yourself on notice. What is suspend? Suspend I had to look this up because Jenny was asking me about this, is to temporarily prevent, right? Is to hold for a while, just hang out for a while, stop. So beliefs, what are beliefs? Beliefs are things that we hold on to. It's like, I've already accepted this as truth. I've already accepted my height. I've already accepted my weight. I've already accepted whatever the truth is or beliefs are you have. You've already accepted them. So you're probably not as aware. And so I have to suspend from all the stuff that I'm already doing and all the stuff that, I do on clockwork to then become aware. So what a person would have to do first is to become aware. And to become aware is that now when you put yourself on notice that this is what I'm doing, I'm suspending my beliefs, I'm putting myself on notice that I'm going to pay attention to all the decisions I make. So I have to become more aware. So now I have to become aware every time I make a decision. Every time I make a decision, I had to become aware of something in my own. I had to suspend a belief that I personally had. Like this week, I suspended a belief of wanting to be seen. I had a belief that I didn't want to be seen. Like that, it's a deep one because that one goes all the way back into my childhood of when they told me I was shy, when I stuttered, and when I was short, and when I was a different person. I carried that belief all the way to 52, even though I have tactically addressed all those things. But I missed one step. I missed the awareness part. I missed the suspension of the beliefs so that I could then become aware of what could potentially hold me back. And here it is 7 years in. And then it's like, okay, look at that. See, when God shares this, he shares something with you that's big. It's so big, it's like a boulder. Wow. It's so big, it's like a boulder. And I see a boulder moving. It's like, this is one of the biggest boulders that sat in my personal life. The question I have for you today is, what is the big boulder it's just one? What is the one thing holding you back? The one thing, if we got to the root, we got to get off. See, that's the thing about change. I changed a lot of things in the root system, but I didn't get all the way down to the bottom. I didn't go all the way down to the bottom of the root. And now, see, when you get to the bottom of the root and you pull it up, but sometimes you can't pull it up. because that root is already me. It's so deep down in there. Here's what they say. Well, at some point, it's going to root itself out. So you don't get to pull it up. What you get to do is become aware that it's there. There's a weed in your root system that before you pull it up, you better fortify it. You got to fortify. So you become aware, and then from there is you got to seed. You got to throw more seed on. Here's what I did this week. I got to put myself out there a little bit differently. And so we got this book. I'm going to launch this new book soon. Beyond Tax Strategy. I'm super excited about it. One person emailed me just this morning. She says, "Jay, I'm already through chapter 4. I'm loving the book. This is so good." Like, wow. Okay. I'm just saying, and so here it is that I had to ask. And the way that I had to ask was different than I've done it before. I've just reached out to my really close people and asked them to do it. This time I just put it out for people who weren't as close to me. Still know me, but not as close. Because for someone to read 100 and something pages, I think it's like 109 pages in the PDF. I'm not sure what the book is going to be like. But 109 pages in the PDF, that's still some time you got to put in. If you're a really fast reader, maybe it's a I don't know, a few hours, 3-4 hours that you put in to read it. I don't know how long it takes a person. I've read it like kind of like multiple times. So, but at the end of it, it's just like, wow, like I got out there, put myself out there. You have to you got to find a belief, you got to put yourself in the problem of the belief so that you can then conquer the belief by sprinkling something new on it. So when we're creating new beliefs, the first step that we have to make is we have to suspend our beliefs by saying it, and then we have to become aware of all the beliefs that we have that could potentially be holding us back. So once we become aware, that means that here's what we're doing when we're becoming aware. It's like, oh, wow, I'm scrolling on my phone for an hour. You got to become aware. How do you stop scrolling on your phone? You got to first become aware that this hour is taking me away from my calling. Oh, the things that I'm watching are not growing me. Oh, I'm spending how much time doing that? Oh, the things that I'm eating. What is that doing to my body? Oh, I'm avoiding doing things in my business that would literally take me to a new level, but I'm not doing them. And then you start seeing all the things that you are doing. What are the beliefs that's causing me to do those things? And then you got to become so aware of them. You got to become so intimate with those things that you can now have a conversation with yourself. See, because this isn't a conversation you're going to have with anybody else. This isn't a conversation that somebody else gets to, work with you on, because somebody can work with you on it. Like, I can work with people on this, but it comes down to you. It comes down to you saying to yourself, the life that I ultimately desire is worth more than that. It's interesting because one of the things that God has highlighted in my spirit is this money. How money is one of the strongest forces on the planet. I'm preparing to talk for an event that I'll be doing in a couple of weeks. And in the talk, I'll be talking about the power of money and how large sums of money can change your world. Like, large sums of money can change your world, and some of this stuff that these words I kind of took from my mentor, Miles Monroe, but I'm a J spin it. I got the J spin on it. I'm not Miles Monroe. I just like the teaching that he had in it, but I'm a J spin it. I'm gonna do J's version of what Miles taught on these subjects, because it's kind of like, Jesus did it. Jesus came to the earth, and there was a message already being preached. What was the message? John the Baptist had a message. What was John the Baptist's message? It was the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That was John the Baptist's message. John the Baptist has already been talking about that. And so Jesus says, oh, I might as well use the same thing John talked. I might as well use the same words. So when you find somebody that has words that embody who you are, go and use them. Like Dr. Miles, I'm using his words. That he has, like, you can go check Dr. Miles on YouTube. He has two presentations. He has two videos. One, the power of money. That's like I'm not doing that, but I'm using the name. Then he has one called Financing the Truth. Basically getting large sums of money for your ministry. I believe that's what it was. But the stories, some of this, especially the Financing the Truth one, the text that he used, and how he showed large sums of money changing the world. I was like, wow. So that means you and I should have large sums of money to change our world. But it's so simple that most people won't do it. What if I told you that it's simpler than you think? I was talking to my boy Jamie 2 nights ago. And I showed him how large sums of money would change his world, him and his wife's world, and how we together will do something together so that their lives will change. Because what I saw was my purpose is to help people to see money different, to help people to see that it's possible for them, and to help people to see that the calling that is on their life is more real than they ever imagined. So that we can get out of all of the religiosity of living, get out of Christianese, get out of all of that. Get out of all of that. Now, I mean, Here's why I say we got to get out of all of that. I have proof. I have a really, 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 really good reason for saying we have to get out of religiosity and Christianese. Here's why. I grew up in the church. I was a 40-year church person before my awareness, the awareness that I would have of God even opened up. So I was 40 years in before any change showed up. My dad is 82 going on 83. He didn't have the same opportunity that I had. My dad joined religion in his 20s. Back in the late 60s. Joins a religion, early 70s. Just say he joined a religion because I'm in a religion the whole time. So I'm 71. I'm born in 71. So let's just say my brothers. So you're talking about late 60s. You're talking about over 50 years involved. Elder, he was an elder, a deacon. He had his own Bible study. What else did he do? Like, he even worked for the organization of the church. And he's 82. And he's at a point in his life where he can't reconcile it. He's having a hard time reconciling all of these beliefs that he carried with the fact that he's here at this place now. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to use practically religion. I'm going to use religion. I'm not even going to use the Bible. Religion to change his own personal experience. He doesn't know how to do it. So I look at that and says, well, it is my job as his son to be the embodiment of what his beliefs could have been like. I don't know that his beliefs will change. I don't know what's going to change in his life. But one thing I do know is that God is going to show him. He's going to see the fullness, and he'll get to see it through me. And then he'll have the choice to make a decision as to what to believe and what not to believe. So as religious people, we got to let it go. We have to let go of the religious doctrines. They are not serving us. I'm just being honest here. Religious doctrines don't serve you. Biblical truth will. Biblical truth will serve you when you understand biblical truth. That comes through a connection directly with God. Does not come through religion. Religion cannot be your savior. Can't. I know I'm kind of going off today. But what I'll say is this, because we're going to close in just a couple of minutes. This is about creating I'm talking about brand new beliefs that propel you to your next level. And to propel a person to the next level is to suspend beliefs. Suspend the beliefs and then become aware of what the old beliefs were so that you can make a decision as to whether those beliefs need to move forward. Because because we got to weigh it out. It says, hey, will this belief make me rich? Hiding, not wanting to be seen. Is that going to make me rich? No, it's not. It's going to make you rich. And, so for me, that one belief that I had to see won't do it. So that means I had to change. I got to now make a decision to be seen. Allow more people to see me. Allow more people to make a decision about me, which means that there's going to be, I like what he's talking about. I don't like what he's talking about. You got to be willing to deal with that. And that's the part. That comes with life. There's no one person for everybody. Even there's like most people, a lot of people, it's like 50-50 with God. Like, one half is here and one half is there. So suspend the beliefs. Let's suspend the beliefs, create new beliefs that will propel you to where it is that you would like to go. And when my mom called me and she said, Jay, I finished your book. She said, it's almost like a biography. I said, well, yeah, it's kind of like that. I share a lot of personal stories. This book is a personal stories of how I lived the principles. What are the principles in this book? The principles are change, the law of concentration, the law of clarity, the law of certainty, the law of creativity, the law of character, and the law of courage. Those are the principles in this book. And because I lived it, I just shared it. So at some point, if you don't have this book yet, if you don't have it yet, you'll probably wind up getting the trilogy, because once we publish the new book, Beyond Tax Strategy, which I think is a really good book for many people to read, not just on people that are already entrepreneurs, because beyond means being entrepreneurial yields opportunity, not danger. So it's a book where people that are not entrepreneurs can read and says, wow, this is cool. I should probably look towards that direction. So it's a book that will definitely bless and help a lot of people. And so we're definitely looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to seeing so many people who are going to change their beliefs in 2024 so they can propel themselves to the next level. Guys, I'm Jamie, Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. And be sure to like and subscribe wherever you are watching this video. Let other people know that there's a podcast that you can watch that literally can help you to account for your life. Go check it out. It's Jay Moore, Healthy Accountant. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.